You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello and welcome to episode 256 of the Rusted Robot Podcast for Sunday, August the 18th, 2019.
X-Ray Delta 1, this is Mission Control. Roger, you're 1930.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave?
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
All right, I'll take a shot at it. What the hell, it works on Star Trek.
There's a fleet of Star Destroyers coming out of hyperspace in Sector 4.
Ship, abandon ship. All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuit.
Come quietly or there will be trouble.
I am the law.
Put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Hey everybody, it's your hosts, Shawn.
And Josh.
And Kitty.
How's it going, guys?
Not too shabby.
Yeah, you're always
Yeah, you pretty much are always
I don't think you've ever answered that question. You know what, Shawn? I'm feeling well-rested and happy today. That's never happened.
I've never answered it that way. I have said good.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. So, you know.
How are you, Kitty?
I'm actually not doing too bad. I have a terrible sinus headache right now, but other than that, I'm good.
Awesome. I was feeling very destructive the other day.
Oh, how so?
Did you blow something up?
Almost.
Did you smash something?
It was close.
Was it a car?
It could have been.
Oh my glory.
Yes. So, walking along delivering the mail as I do, get to the crest of a hill, and at the top of the hill, there's a shopping cart leaning against a telephone pole.
Oh, I read about this.
Oh, you read about this?
On your Facebook page.
Oh, yes, you did. And it was poised at the top of the hill, and I could have just pushed it down the sidewalk, and it would have crashed through the intersection at the bottom of the hill and smashed into a car or the Osaka Sushi building or whatever. And it took all my willpower not to do such a thing. It was close. It was close, Josh. I wanted to destroy something beautiful, as they say in Fight Club. It was just this crazy impulse that came out of nowhere. And if a car hadn't been driving up the hill at the time that I was beside this cart, I might have, but I thought better of it because what if the cart hit a car, the car swerved and hit a kid, and the kid died, and all this stuff went through my head, and I was like, you know what, better not do it.
You know, everybody is somebody's kid.
Well, yeah, that's true enough. Close.
Somebody's going to be upset if they get hurt.
It was so close. I was just in one of those moods where I didn't want to be at work. I just didn't want to be there. The cart was just there.
You know what impulse I always have to control?
What's that?
You ever see somebody's backyard? They got a big stack of firewood for the winter, and it's all stacked up real pretty, and they left nice air gaps so that it'll dry properly.
Yeah.
I always want to light it on fire.
Yep. Yep. I've been there.
I'm like,
too.
That's gonna go up real nice if I just a little piece of paper and.
I also have a strange impulse that I have to control.
What is it?
Anytime I go to a department store and they have long aisles where all of the shelves are filled with glass objects,
yeah,
I want to kick it so they all fall off the shelf at once in one giant
Smash
waterfall, because you know when all of the glass just falls off all at once and then it smashes to the ground, it kind of looks like water, but not really.
Yeah.
And that really pleasant noise that it makes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
I used to go around when I was a kid changing all the price tags on the clothing racks
No!
at Zellers. And it kicked me out.
That's awful.
Because if it was like $18.95, I would make it $81.95 or whatever, you know, just switch the numbers a little bit.
Bad.
When was this? When you were 8, you said?
I was probably like 12.
12.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew better. I
was trying to figure out what year it was and if price scanners were common at that time.
I don't know. This would have been late 80s probably sometime. Yeah.
I just have a lot of mine memorized, so.
You're what?
A lot of the prices in my store. I own a store, don't you know?
No.
Yeah.
Since when?
It's called Jump City. Jump City. Timmins, Ontario, Canada. Since December 2014.
That's a long time. That's almost 5 years.
Yeah.
And you're just telling me about it now.
Isn't it 5 years? December 2014?
No.
Yeah.
December 2019 would make it 5 years.
Yeah, so it's coming up. That's pretty cool.
It is coming.
Yeah, it is. And what's it called again? Hop Town?
Yes, it's called Hop Town.
Nice.
In a parallel dimension, Jump City is called Hop Town.
A parallel dimension, you say?
Yes.
Oh.
One of many. It is a comic book shop, which is why I bring up the parallel dimensions.
And you know all the prices at this store?
I know many of them, yes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I just have a lot of them memorized.
Since you're a shopkeeper.
Yeah.
That's a handy skill to have.
Yeah, I am one of two. It is my sister and I.
You own a store with your sister?
Yes.
Don't they say never to get into business with your family?
They do say that. I like my family, though.
Oh.
So.
And it's worked out pretty well so far?
Uh-huh.
And you guys are making millions of dollars a year?
Sure.
Yeah? All right.
Sure.
So, Shawn's suggestion, you need a franchise, and you need to make 2 associated stores.
2 associated stores.
So you have Jump City, Hop Town, and Skipville.
Ooh, Skipville.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
I imagine, though, that in
like
Skipville, nobody would pick up their stuff. They'd all skip out on
Yeah, but
Skip
that's where you
Town.
sell the sports stuff, particularly skipping ropes.
So they wouldn't actually be associated with my store.
No, they'd be all under the umbrella. All under the same family of stores.
They'd all just have similar names. I don't like it.
It could be a Valley of Vanderloo podcast production.
This has been a Valley of Vanderloo podcast production, all rights reserved.
Yes, it could be that. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So that was our week. Now that our listeners are updated, let's hit them with the celebrity deaths of the week. What do you guys think?
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Keep saying it. Are you a doctor?
She's dead, Chap.
And
Who's big that died?
2, actually.
That is sad times.
It is very sad times, and we shouldn't be laughing about it because it's very sad times, like you just mentioned. All right, so this one just came up on my newsfeed before I headed over here today. Peter Fonda, Easy Rider architect and countercultural icon, dies at 79. Fonda, the son of acting legend Henry Fonda, the younger brother of Jane Fonda, and the father of Bridget Fonda, died Friday morning in Los Angeles.
From where would we know this Fonda?
Well, Easy Rider, for one.
Easy Rider was?
It's an American cult classic film about people traveling on motorcycles.
Oh.
From 1969.
I've never seen it.
I own the 35th anniversary edition on DVD, and I've also never watched it. So just looking at his IMDb page, of course, he's known for Easy Rider. He was in 310 to Yuma. He was in Ghost Rider, Wild Hogs, so many more going back.
All of them are motorcycle related. Is that his deal?
Well,
310 to Yuma is a train film.
Yeah, 310 to Yuma is different, but definitely transportation based. He was nominated for 2 Oscars. Oscar nominee for the Best Actor in a Leading Role for Ulee's Gold in 1997. And he was an Oscar nominee in 1970 for Best Writing, Story, and Screenplay for Easy Rider.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Born February 23rd, 1940, and died August 16th, 2019. August 16th is also the 42nd anniversary of the death of Elvis Presley.
How many hours do you want?
Really?
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think he was actually 42 when he died, so he's been dead for as long as he's been alive, that Elvis Presley guy.
Weird.
Yep. What do you got, Josh? Nothing?
Nothing. I was just looking at
other stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fair. Okay. So that's a big celebrity death. He's quite a famous actor and has been around for quite a long time, 50 years actually. We have another celebrity death, which is more in keeping with our sci-fi theme. And I don't know if you guys heard about this or not. Let me just pull up the article for you guys. Okay, I'm just going to read the social media post from the husband of the deceased. It was Barbara March, married to Alan Scarf.
Okay.
Do you recognize the name?
Vaguely.
Okay. My beloved Barbara, my partner in all things for more than 40 years, passed through eternity's gate yesterday evening after a cruel battle with cancer. She was wise and compassionate and beautiful, and her brilliance, kindness, and perspicacity touched many. Her stage performances as the Duchess of Maffei at the Guthrie Theatre in Minneapolis, Isabella in Measure for Measure at Canada's Stratford Festival, Desdemona Titiana, Lady Macbeth, Ruth in the Homecoming, and Rowena in the Gaiden Chronicles were without equal, and a vast audience will continue to marvel at her portrayal of Lursa of the House of Duras on Star Trek.
Oh no!
Yes, we lost Lursa of the Duras sisters.
Yeah.
Yep. Continuing on with his social media post, she was also an accomplished author, artist, and poet. Her screen adaptation of her novella, The Copper People, will soon, I hope, be produced, as will her plays. The Raising of Charlotte Bronte, also available in Italian, in a fine translation by Shandani Asliani, and a comic satire, Pinteresque. She was a fountain of original ideas and possessed a unique depth of understanding. Tossie and Rick and John and I and all her family and friends will miss her terribly, but for now, I know she is truly free to dance. So that's sad news.
Sad.
I think she was only 65, actually.
No, that's sad. She's a good actress. Okay. I'm going to say this having really only known her from her work in Star Trek.
Of course.
But I enjoyed the Duras sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of those good reoccurring characters.
Yes.
And for a serial type show like that, it's reoccurring characters are fun. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah, well, I'm just pulling up her IMDb page here. So 1953 to 2019, and of course her IMDb picture is her as Lursa.
Well, that's what most people would know her as.
That's what most people would know her as. And her filmography, of course, is Star Trek Generations, a bunch of Star Trek episodes, some video games. I guess she was on episodes of LA Law and a few other things like that, but of course she'll always be known as Lursa. So that's sad for our Star Trek family.
It is. I don't know what to say to this. This is why we shouldn't start the show with deaths, Shawn.
Is that why?
Yeah, because I don't know where to go with this.
It can only go up from here.
No, it can go down.
Can it?
Yeah, it can go down.
I don't think it will, though.
The odds are low.
Yes.
But not impossible. You could get shot in the middle of recording.
I don't want to.
But nobody wants to be shot, Shawn.
But the ratings, think of the ratings.
Right. That's true.
We'll just title it, the
Shawn
one where
gets
shot.
The one where Shawn gets shot.
Oh, that's alliteration. I like it.
Yeah, people love alliteration.
They do.
Okay, go get your gun.
Which one?
Any of them, doesn't matter.
How about you leave them where they are? And we'll just...
These are big games. I'm probably going 303 or 30-6.
Well, we don't want to kill him. He has to edit it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't want to edit. I better shoot him with something small so we just get the ratings.
I got a 410 with birdshot. That'll just wing him.
Yeah.
But I don't have any wings.
Well, that's even better.
Oh. Wow, this took a dark turn.
You love it.
I do. All right.
Writers, listeners, write in. Tell me, what should I shoot Shawn with?
And where?
Yeah.
Josh, in the kitchen with the gun.
I'm going to vote for a Nerf gun.
I also vote for a Nerf gun.
Or water gun. Except then I'll have to clean it. But still, that it seems like less work for me than the alternative. Also, if you shoot him with a gun, there's a very good chance you're going to hit my dishwasher.
No.
I love the dishwasher.
I'm a good shot.
Yeah, but birdshot goes a lot of places.
It doesn't spread out as far as you think. The spread would be at this distance from the door to where Shawn's sitting. That'd only be a spread of like 3 inches.
The point is, I'm very concerned about the safety of my dishwasher.
Yeah.
As you should be.
As I should be.
If I hit him in the shoulder, I aim for here, it'll hit his whole shoulder, it'll be fine.
Josh is pointing to his collarbone for the listeners who can't see him.
All the listeners cannot see us.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, unless they're stalkers, in which case, hello.
Yeah. This week, actually, somewhere I was looking at stuff to buy, and I was on Facebook, I think, a little mini camera that you can wear on your
lapel or something?
Yes, your lapel or something. I thought we could start filming the podcast.
From lapels?
Well, I would just put it on here, and I would take pictures of you guys. Or we could put it over there, and it would film all of us.
Well, if
Why
we're doing
wouldn't
that...
you just get a better camera and film all of us that way? Because the little lapel ones, they're not very good.
Yeah. It was just
and you'd get a weird...
angle.
A weird angle.
Yeah, I might.
Be like a strange spy show.
And if we're going to do that, we would do it in the basement where it looks better.
Yeah.
It was just a thought. I hadn't gone any further than the actual logistics of the thing.
You'll have to learn all new editing techniques.
I don't want to.
That's what you want, though, right? That's why you're bringing this up.
Yeah, that's right.
All the new editing?
Because I love to expand my knowledge base.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back to
knowledge
Lursa,
is power.
her husband was Ellen Scarf. He was also an actor. He was on that sci-fi show from the late 90s, 7 Days. Have you ever seen or heard of it?
We have a device that can allow us to send one human being back in time for 7 days.
Nobody I know has ever seen or heard of this show.
Nope.
7 days. Is that the one where they have a piece of the crashed UFO and he can go back 7 days?
Yes, the Backstep Project.
Yeah.
Yes, he was in that. He was the main guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was the alien escaped in the one episode and he's trying to get back to his ship and he steals power from a nuclear reactor. And so
I think so.
He's got to go back 7 days, but this is just after he told the girl that he's been having a will they, won't she whole thing through the entire thing. But the alien ship sends him back at the very beginning of the project and he steps out of the ship right when the project's starting and he's like, oh no, I've gone too far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one. Okay, so somebody else has actually heard of this show. I can't find it anywhere. It's nowhere.
A lot of the best shows you can't find anywhere.
Right?
It's kind of disappointing.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
It was a good one. There was also an AI episode that was pretty good.
It's a long time ago, I don't remember, because it was I was looking it up and it was from 1998 to 2001 or something. So 3 or 4 seasons, but...
Speaking of old shows that are difficult to find now, are you guys aware of that, for some reason, all of the entire full season of the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoon television show, season 7, for whatever reason, is worth $200 brand new from, like, Amazon and stuff?
Just season 7.
Yeah. Anybody know why? That's really weird.
Never heard of it.
I don't know. Is that the one where Leonardo finally snaps and says the F-bomb?
No, it's not.
No?
That one I think only exists inside your imagination. That never happened.
Is that the one where things get freaky with April?
No, that's a Robot Chicken episode.
Okay.
Isn't that odd, though?
That is odd.
$200? That seems extreme.
Well, I remember about a dozen years ago, remember that TV show Roswell?
Yeah.
Yes.
They had books based on it, and if you had a first edition of the first couple issues, you could get all kinds of money for it. So I found some at a used bookstore for $5, and I sold it for like $85 on Amazon.
Oh, good for you.
Yep.
Don't you mean eBay?
Yes, I do mean eBay, not Amazon.
Yeah.
eBay is what I meant.
Yeah. eBay's the less evil one, because it's still run by mostly individuals.
Yes, but their shipping prices have been outrageous the last few years.
Still not Amazon.
Still not Amazon. That is true.
Their workers get to pee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Peeing is important.
Peeing is important.
No, the Amazon workers can always pee. They just can't stop to pee.
Yeah. There is no war in Bossing Say.
Is it what?
I am Judy. Amazon is very good to its employees.
Correct.
There is no war in Bossing Say. It's a Avatar The Last Airbender reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you told me.
You're very welcome. You really need to watch that show. It is
Do I,
super
though?
good. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
you
real
do.
good.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
It's really good. It's totally worth it. You will not be
The
disappointed.
first 4 episodes, you'll be like, ugh, this is a kid show. Why are they making me watch this?
Right.
And then it's going to get a lot better.
Is
and
it-
you're going to be like, damn, this is a good show.
I enjoyed the beginning too, but I enjoy children's
Yeah,
shows.
but it looks like, oh, this is a pretty advanced kid show, but it's going to be a kid show.
Okay.
And you keep going, you're like, it's a kid show, but it's pretty good. Then you're like, this is a kid show, but I really like it. And they're like, it's a damn good story. And they're like, what do you mean you haven't watched it yet? You really got to watch it.
So it's better than the M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie version?
We
The
pretend that doesn't exist.
Okay. That's fair. That's an alternate reality.
Although, if you enjoy non-traditionally animated, like cartoon animated Avatar, there's always the blue people. They're also acceptable. Wrong Avatar, but still acceptable.
Ah, yes, Avatar. The blue people. The Na'vi.
Yeah.
I see you.
I don't see anything.
Okay. Your cats are going crazy tonight, aren't they?
Oh, well, they're not too bad.
They're having fun.
Yeah, they're just fun. They're
Yeah.
being good.
They are. Their bells are jingling.
Yeah,
And
sorry. We put bells on them.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody hears it.
Everybody hears it.
And they love it.
Of course they do.
This is what you come to us for.
Yep.
In case you didn't know. Now you do.
The Rusted Robot Cat Cast.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
The internet loves cats.
Who doesn't love cats?
Sad people.
Oh, why are they sad? Because they don't love cats?
Because they don't love cats.
Right.
It's exactly why.
Okay. All right, moving right along.
Hi, this is Admiral Adama, Battlestar Galactica, saying you're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
Okay, guys, so I got some comic book news.
You do?
I do, because I work at a comic book shop.
I heard about that.
I'm supposed to know stuff.
Oh, yes.
Surprise.
I know you know prices.
Yeah, I do know prices, and that's all. No, I know other things.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so this Wednesday coming up, some important comic book news. So, are you guys aware of Spider-Gwen?
Yes. Heard of, yeah.
Okay, so Spider-Gwen is one of my favorite of the Marvel Universe because they generally do a good job of keeping her contained within her own storybook. She was first introduced in, I think, Edge of Spider-Verse, where all of the various Spider-Verses came together and all of the different variants of people with spider powers were all available to read within the one comic, but then they all branched off into their own comics, or they were in other people's comics for a while. Anyway, so Spider-Gwen was so well liked that they wound up putting her on the cover of many other comics, and because all of those comics that had Spider-Gwen on the cover sold really well, and all of the series that had her in them sold really well, they decided to give her her own series.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so it was called Spider-Gwen. Obviously, she's not called Spider-Gwen in her universe, because that would be dumb, because everybody would know she's Gwen Stacy.
Right.
So in that world, I believe they call her Spider-Woman. I think it's Spider-Woman. But there is a different comic called Spider-Woman already.
Oh.
But she doesn't exist within the same universe
that's
as
complicated.
Spider-Gwen.
Okay.
I know, exactly. It's really dumb. So I really enjoy this one, though. In this universe, she gets bit by the radioactive spider and not Peter Parker. She's the one who winds up with all of the powers. She doesn't have all of the crazy science book smarts that Peter had.
Okay.
Her webs come from her wrists, like sometimes they do in other versions with Peter Parker. But she's not a sciencey person. She's smart, but she's street smart. She has really good reflexes and timing, agility. She's in a band. She's the drummer for the Mary Janes.
Nice.
In which Mary Jane Watson is the lead singer.
Naturally.
A bunch of things happen because she's out crime fighting. The book series opens with, what's his name? The Vulture. She's fighting the Vulture.
Ah.
And then she sustains some serious head trauma.
As one does.
Yeah, and then when she finally makes it in for a band practice, the rest of her band thinks she's been slacking off and probably getting drunk because she kind of stumbles into the apartment with everybody else and she smells like garbage. But really, she just had really bad head trauma and just got off a garbage barge.
That'll do it.
Yeah, so that's a little unfair. There are, if anybody hasn't read the series yet, there are some really fun villains that you wouldn't expect because in the series, the Vulture is the same Vulture that he's always been. He has some slight differences to his costume. But he's basically the same character as always.
Okay.
But there are some other characters who in the regular universe that we're used to are normally at least good people, sometimes heroes, and in this version they are evil.
Oh,
they
no.
are evil bad guys, and she winds up having to fight them, and it's a good time.
Oh, it sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it's really fun.
And is this an ongoing comic book series? Is it a graphic novel?
It is an ongoing comic book series, but Spider-Gwen is now over because this coming Wednesday she is being re-released in her very first issue called Ghost Spider. So they're coming out with the #1 issue of Ghost Spider, and there's a bunch of different variants available, some of which were only available if you purchased a ridiculous number of them. So we won't be able to have all of them. But Spider-Gwen is a really fun series, so Ghost Spider, I imagine, is going to be just as popular as Spider-Gwen, and if you wanted to continue the story, you're going to have to follow Ghost Spider, even though it is the same story as Spider-Gwen. Like, they're not rebooting it, she's just being renamed. And she's not getting, like, a new costume or anything. She's just getting a new name.
Okay.
Which will make it a little bit easier for people like me who have to order all of these things, because in the Spider-Verse, everything is spider something.
Yes.
Which kind of drives us a little crazy.
I'll bet it does.
Yeah.
Oh. First world problems, eh, Kitty?
Yeah. So that's really fun.
That-
I'm very excited to see all of the variants available that are coming out.
Variants are cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one thing to look out for at all of your local comic shops. I also have a book of the week, if you guys are interested in that.
I like books. I've read books before. Pages, words,
Yeah.
chapters, paragraphs.
This one is really neat. It has like very whimsical art. It's called Little Red Wolf.
Okay.
It's available only in hardcover format, and it is kind of a fairy tale type story. It's set up like a graphic novel, and it's a self-contained story. Once you're finished reading it, there's nothing else that you have to go out and collect.
Well, that's good.
It's kind of really dark.
Is there pictures?
They're beautiful pictures.
Are these available in your store?
They are available from Jump City.
Little Red Wolf.
Yeah, Little Red Wolf. It is, the words, the art, and the cover are by Amelia
Somebody or other?
Fletchise. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm not super good at it. But yeah, it's really, really beautiful, and it's actually really cute. Like, it's pleasant to look at, but the story does get really dark really fast, and I wasn't expecting that. I intended to purchase the book to read to my children, but it reads like a grim fairy tale, like an original grim fairy tale, which is kind of amazing, and a lot of adult people wound up really liking it, because they picked it up expecting it to be very sweet and, you know, like Disney-esque, I guess. But then it wound up being really dark, but it still has all the beautiful imagery that they were hoping for in the first place. So we wound up having no problem selling it at all. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you get the chance to read it, I highly recommend it.
Well, I will definitely do my best. That is very cool. We don't do a lot of books here on Rusted Robot, but books are important.
Books are important. Reading is important.
Yes.
Not nearly enough people read.
I'm Captain O.G. Readmore, a reading kind of cat. Read a book like me, you'll soon agree that reading is where it's at.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is neat because it's art to go with the story.
Right.
Because even though regular books are also really important.
Books are important.
Yeah. It is nice to have something pretty to look at, though.
It is.
I know. I see it every day.
He is blessed with my presence.
Yes.
Right.
I think now would be a good time to play a promo for another podcast here on the ESO Network. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Woohoo!
Live from Chickentown, this is the Flopcast, a podcast obsessed with comic books, Saturday morning cartoons, conventions, music, stuff from the 70s and 80s that nobody else remembers, and chickens. It'll be the silliest half hour of your week. You can find us at flopcast.net and on the ESO Network.
I'm the mayor of Chickentown, and I approve this message.
Wasn't that awesome? Can't wait to listen to all their episodes.
What a great promo. What a great podcast.
Yeah.
Do I mean them or do I mean us? It could be both. It could be either. One may never know. Unless you listen to the other one too.
Which you totally should be listening to all podcasts here on the ESO Network. What's your favorite podcast here on the ESO Network besides Rusted Robot, Josh?
There's so many good ones. I can tell you the one that doesn't get as much listens.
Okay.
That would be the Soul Forge.
Oh, really? Tell me about this podcast.
It's about a guy. He talks about his emotions and feelings and the way things work out in life. And he talks to other people about situations happening around him and the way culture is. And yeah, that kind of stuff.
Sounds fascinating. Where can I find that podcast?
It's on the ESO Network. We just covered this, Shawn.
Oh, you're right.
Also, there's a couple episodes that are basically gossip, but because he spreads it himself, you don't have to feel guilty about it.
Oh, that does sound like a fascinating podcast.
I know a couple people who listen to it just for that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And what's it called?
The Soul Forge podcast.
Let me just look it up here on ESO Network. Oh, yes, here it is.
Who's the host?
Some guy named Shart Varderloo.
Sounds like a wanker.
Yeah. So, soulforgepodcast.com. I see it's on Stitcher and Apple Podcasts. And Everywhere you can find podcasts.
Everywhere.
Apparently. Yeah. It's been going for just over 2 years. And it's all about life, the universe, and everything.
Did you call yourself Shart Vardulu?
You know when telemarketers call you and they don't know what your name is?
Have you gotten Shart?
No, but it's all I can think of.
Oh, that's what you should correct them as next time. Be like, is this Shawn Vanderloo? Oh, no, this is Shart Vardulu. Goodbye.
Yes. Totally.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. That was awful. But speaking of Soulforge, since we're talking about it, the episode that just came out was with Steve.
Okay.
Co-host of a Play on Nerds podcast.
Yeah.
Next week's, that hasn't been released yet, is going to be with Jarman, the other co-host on a Play on Nerds podcast.
Okay, so you're already recorded.
Yes.
Why is that?
It's like, I like to get things done in advance.
No, come on, Sean.
Where are you going on adventures?
Oh, I'm going to Atlanta, Georgia, to...
Atlantis,
Georgia.
Ooh.
Yep, because it's the 33rd annual Dragon Con, and I'm going to meet Mike and Mike, the co-hosts of the Earth Station 1 podcast, which is the flagship show of the ESO network.
Yep.
And I might actually meet Jarman, too. He's going to come up from Florida, he said.
Oh, there we go.
So that's,
he's a Florida man?
He's a Florida man.
Maybe you guys will go on some crazy adventures. I understand Florida men are hilarious.
Yes.
Now, so you're going down there.
I am.
If anybody is going to Dragon Con and wants to meet Shawn, you can stalk him in the dealer's room and find him.
Or just email me, therustedrobot@gmail.com. Send me a message on Facebook, Twitter, which I may or may not read, and...
YouTube comment?
Yes, you know what? We do have a YouTube channel. It's under my name, Shawn Vanderloo. And they could leave comments and subscribe to the show. And we can meet up, and we could... I'm going to bring my recording stuff, so that'll be interesting. And Paul Wright, our UK correspondent, reached out to me and said that he and Daniel, Peter Hitch, are going to come up with some kind of UK correspondent special for me this week, so that I have time to edit it before I leave, so that we won't have a blank weekend next weekend.
Excellent.
That's really fun. Thanks, guys.
Yep, they're awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving along.
Did you guys watch anything cool this week?
I've checked out a new series because I had lots of time at work on Tuesday.
I guess so.
It's an older anime.
Mm-hmm.
By that I mean a few years old.
No.
It's called Food Wars.
Food Wars, okay.
I heard of Food Wars. I heard it's actually great.
I watched all of season 1, and I'm 12 of 13 episodes into season 2.
So it is good.
Yeah.
What's the animation style like?
It's a pretty smooth animation. It's generic anime, and there's nothing particularly calling about it.
Is it like old style like the Slayers, or is it old style like...
No, it's newer than that. It's like 2014, I think.
Oh,
2015,
okay.
in around there. But the food. The food.
Does it all look really yummy?
Yeah.
Like all the Studio Ghibli food?
They did a real good job. Like, well, the whole show is based on food, right? So they drew a lot of food for this show. I was like, probably shouldn't do this when I'm hungry.
Now, is it animated like cartoon style?
No, it's anime. It's anime.
Okay. Well, is it computerized? Or is it...
No, it's anime.
No. So it's actually classic anime, drawn.
Some of the new ones are computerized. You watched one that was cool, but I couldn't... I sat and listened to it, but I couldn't watch them move because it's freaking weird.
That's the mocap animation type.
What was that one called?
Ajin.
Ajin, yeah. And it was good.
Yeah.
The story was good. I listened to it, but the way that they move is freaking weird. When drawn people move too much like real people, it's off-putting.
So this one is a cooking anime / sports anime.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, because it's all about cooking challenges.
Okay.
I recommend.
It's addictive. You've obviously watched quite a few of them.
Well, I had nothing to do on Tuesday, other than wander the building once an hour.
But we know that if you don't like something, you won't give it more than 3 episodes.
That's true.
Yeah.
You rage quit.
No, I don't rage quit. I just quit.
He just quits. He quits normally.
Rage quit is when I don't finish the first episode.
All right. So
that's the Legend of the Seeker.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
I didn't even finish the first episode.
There was a cute cow.
Well, that's
and
important.
then it went right downhill.
Oh.
That's like the first 5 seconds of the show. I was like, oh, there's a cute cow. Oh, I'm done with this.
Okay.
I didn't even watch it as long as Josh did.
Wow. But Food Wars you recommend.
I do.
Awesome. And where can people find that?
Wherever you get your anime.
Oh, neat. So
if you have Crunchyroll or any of the sites like that.
Mm-hmm. So it's widely available.
Yep.
Okay. I introduced Bishop to Rambo First Blood this week.
Oh yeah? Did he like it?
He did, actually. He watched the whole thing, and he was entertained, and he wants to see the rest of them.
Oh, that's great.
Because I was telling him that Last Blood comes out this September.
They're calling it Last Blood?
They are calling it Last Blood, because the first one was First Blood, so since this is the final film, it's Last Blood.
Yeah, but
How can you tell when Last Blood is last?
You die.
Because they're not making it anymore.
Oh.
But he enjoyed it, and he's 13 and a half, so I was like, I think he's...
Rambo.
I think he's good for that.
You should have waited for Christmas, so that's a Christmas movie.
It is, but maybe I'll...
Yeah, Damie likes to point out that it's a Christmas movie.
It is, because it takes place...
He's seen it already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how old is he?
10.
10, yeah.
He's very mature for his age, though.
He is. He's
also, there's only violence in there.
Yeah.
And it's not even like modern bloody violence.
Yeah, no, not really. No.
You don't see much in the way of violence.
No, not really.
I think only 4 people die.
The cop falls out of the airplane, or helicopter, I should say. And I don't know what else.
I think the body count is ridiculously low for the amount of shooting that happens in that movie.
It's pretty low. Yeah.
I found the most violent thing when they shoved him in the showers at the police station.
Yes, that was a pretty brutal scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he enjoyed it.
It's funny, I found that more upsetting than all the people being shot.
Yeah, who cares about those guys?
Yeah.
As long as they don't hurt the dog.
They were jerks. They deserved it.
Yep. So that was good. I watched The Gathering, the pilot episode of Babylon 5 this week.
Oh, cool.
Just because I hadn't seen Babylon 5 in a while. I was like, I'm going to see if this holds up.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah,
the pilot movie?
The pilot movie, The Gathering. Yeah, the one where...
Well, from the first episode of the show, though.
I mean, I don't know.
The pilot movie is the pilot movie, but the first episode is its own thing.
Well, whatever it was called The Gathering. It was the one where we get introduced to the station where Kosh comes on board and he's poisoned and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just to see if it matched the rest of the series, because...
That bothered me for a very long time.
What's that?
Kosh getting poisoned.
Yeah.
He's wearing an encounter suit.
Yeah.
And then we find out about Kosh later.
Yeah.
It's like, how did he get poisoned?
Yeah, a lot of the things
they
don't really
They don't work
match
out
up.
a lot of things before they write the rest of the
Actually,
story.
no, he wrote out the story for 5 years ahead of time.
Oh, wow, okay, well then
Yeah,
I
it
don't know.
was...
That was a big, wait, what?
It's alien poison!
It's the most cohesive series ever, but...
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the poison is.
It makes me want to watch the rest of the series again. I love that show. Babylon 5.
It's a good show.
It's amazing. Yeah, so I might have to just start watching it all over again for the umpteenth time. Checked out a few things on Netflix.
Okay, what'd you check out?
Kidnap, the one with Halle Berry.
Did not see that one.
I don't recommend it.
Okay.
It's not sci-fi or anything. It's just... It's Storm, right? So I had to watch it. And a lot of useless shots, like showing the hubcaps just going around and around. Just wasted time, like where they could have...
That's called being artistic.
Yeah, no. It was too much weird stuff that they didn't need to
Too
put
many
in there.
things where it wasn't about the story. It
Just-
was just a thing happening to fill time.
wasting
They're
time.
like, I don't know what to put here.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Yeah.
Yeah, Shawn, that's being artistic. That's what artists do.
Not in this film. It was
No,
it was not good.
some artists have purpose for every single thing.
Yeah. Yeah. For them. Everybody else goes, why did we spend 17 minutes watching a single snowflake slowly fall
Because
to the ground?
sometimes you need it, Josh. Because sometimes you need it.
Yeah, this film didn't need it.
Why did this artist spend 17 hours drawing coral and erasing half of it?
Because it gives it the illusion that there's watery waves reflecting the sun, so you can partially see through it, but you can't see all the way. Because you need it, that's why.
See? Artists.
No figuring those guys, eh? Yeah. I started watching the documentary called Plastic Crack on Amazon Video.
Is it about toys?
It is all about toys. It's a 4-part series. It's about all these guys and their collecting habits. And it's not just about the toys, it's about their lives, too.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like, I don't know. I'm not sure, because I just want to see pictures of toys. And there's people sitting
I
in...
don't know. Sometimes they have cool lives. Sometimes they live in a thing that's basically like a museum.
Well, the one guy had the original shooting model of the Death Star.
That would be amazing.
That was awesome. In a big glass display case.
Weird.
Yeah. And another guy is a cop, and he has a YouTube channel with a fake name. His name is Justin Curry, but he goes by Justice Curry. on the YouTube.
Genius.
And on all his, he was talking about all his fellow police officers finding the channel and making fun of him.
Aww.
So it was
That's
not really just about the toys, it was also about their lives.
Okay.
So,
but anybody who collects to that extent is usually more interesting than
yeah. And
the norms.
The 2 of the 4 episodes that I've watched so far, there's a lot of people with a lot of toys. Way more than I have.
I love toys.
Me too. And I thought I had a lot. But
Yeah.
some of these guys have...
I think I have less than you. I still love them, though.
Well, yeah.
I don't think amount is what matters.
No, it doesn't. Not at all.
It's just seriously enjoying the things that you have.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Serious enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what's most important.
What's the most important in life?
Being happy?
No. Crushing your enemies and driving them before you and the lamentation of their women?
Hearing the lamentations of their women.
Yeah, whatever that Conan quote is.
I
That's
love
not quite
Conan.
right, but...
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's most important.
It is.
Right?
Crushing your enemies?
Yeah.
Drinking their blood?
Yeah.
Whatever else you do?
I prefer to bathe in it.
Yes. Bathe in the tears of the innocents.
Yeah.
It's how you get it.
No, that you don't bathe in the tears.
Oh, no?
No, they're salty. It's bad for your skin.
Oh, it dries you out.
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and you hear the lamentation of their women.
Right.
You bathe in their blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't that salty too?
No, it contains the fatty proteins.
Yeah.
Oh, fatty proteins.
Fatty protein.
That's good for the skin.
Fatty proteins.
That's why people have barbecue.
It's the name of my new band.
Fatty proteins.
Fatty proteins.
What kind of band is it, Shawn?
Punk rock.
Punk rock?
Aw,
Yeah, I'm
no,
thinking
it's got to be ska.
heavy death metal.
Fatty Proteins is a ska band.
It could be a country death metal blend.
No. I want it to be a science-based ska band.
Ooh.
A science-based ska band.
Okay. All right.
That'd
Okay.
be amazing.
Or maybe that'll just be my stage name, Fatty Proteins.
Fatty Proteins.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I always thought if I was going to be a rapper, my stage name would be GSR.
Which stands for?
Gunshot Residue.
Gunshot.
Although I don't have any musical talent of any kind, so I'm not. But
And the one time you fired a gun, you got seriously injured.
I have fired a gun more than one time, and...
Did you get seriously injured those times too?
No.
I've taken him a couple times.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
what happened the one time,
I
man?
put it in the wrong part of my arm. Instead of my shoulder, I put it on my
Bicep?
and I had a bruise the size of Alaska for 6 weeks.
That was a bad time.
Yeah, because you fired like 40 rounds right on your bicep.
Yeah.
Like taking 40 punches to the bicep.
It was
I am
just a bit.
surprised that you just kept going and you didn't say, am I holding this wrong?
I was having fun shooting at the skeets.
That part is fun.
I
I
think
can only fire like twice and then I need to take a break because it hurts my elbow.
Oh.
It's because the gun is longer.
Yeah. And
She
I
has-
have
has to
little
hold it
baby
out
arms.
further.
Yeah.
You're like a T-Rex?
No, like they're skinny and long.
Oh.
I'm like Groot, but without the strength of, Groot.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like a skeleton person.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you compare yourself to a skeleton person?
I am very skeleton-like, yes.
Like Jason and the Argonaut skeleton people or Army of Darkness skeleton people?
I'm going to say Barbossa's pirate crew from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, well that works too then.
Yeah.
Any cultural reference is a good one as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Because most of the time it appears as though I have skin. But it's all lies.
I might pick up a 20 gauge for you to use.
Yeah? You won't let me use Damien's little gun.
Damien's little gun is a 22, and that's not good for skeet shooting.
No, it's definitely not.
Which was that little tiny gun that I was using before? The one that you guys were surprised I could hit the Ensure bottle from super far away. That one was teeny tiny and it was perfect.
Or the 410-22 over-under?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called. I pick it up,
Was
I
there
point
two
it,
barrels?
I shoot it. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, then I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know what I'm talking about.
What you talking about, Will?
They're just guns. I don't do anything with them. I just shoot the things and they go down.
Are they guns or are they rifles? There's a difference. I was in Air Cadets and they drilled that into our head.
They are rifles?
This is for fighting, this is for fun. This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting, this is for fun. This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting, this is for fun. This is my rifle, this is my...
Some of them are rifles, some of them are guns. Because there's shotguns and rifles that we're talking about.
All guns are rifles, but not all rifles are guns?
No.
All thumbs are fingers, but not all fingers are thumbs.
There you go.
See, the shotgun are guns, and then the rifle barrels is what makes it a rifle.
Right.
You can have a rifled shotgun.
Okay, well, I think the one that I was using... The one that I was using was not a gun then. It was a rifle.
Okay.
It had one barrel.
Okay, it had one barrel, so it wasn't my shotgun 22 over-under. Was it a bolt action? Was it a slide action?
Was it a lever action Colt 911?
I think it was a bolt action.
19-
Your dad handed
1911.
it to me.
It can't be a...
I don't know, I'm just making words up.
It can't be bolt action, lever action and semi-auto at the same time.
Was it an Ellison transmission with a Hemi engine?
I don't know.
First of all, you always mention the engine before the transmission because the engine is the primary source, and then your transmission converts your power. Sean, get your cars right.
This is my favorite part of the podcast.
I'm bad at cars and I'm bad at guns.
So was it a bolt action, lever action, pump action, slide action, semi-automatic?
I think it was bolt action.
Bolt
and your
action?
dad handed it to me. He told me to use it because it was smaller.
When we were skeet shooting?
Yeah.
Then it wasn't a rifle. It had to be a shotgun. The
I
only
don't
shotgun.
know. I don't remember.
The only shotgun that I have that is smaller is my 410s. Was it a tiny, tiny shotgun, or was it didn't look ridiculous?
It was thin.
Then it's my 22 410 over under.
Okay.
That was a crack open shotgun. You break it in the middle and you drop the shells in. You could either fire 22 or 410, and that would explain why you were able to shoot the Ensure bottle from a distance because you used the 22.
And now it all makes sense.
I don't know.
How about some casting news?
Sure. Casting news sounds like fun.
Okay. We've got Ewan McGregor returning to Star Wars in an Obi Wan Kenobi series that will be exclusively available on Disney's streaming service, Disney+. The disappointing box office performance of Solo: A Star Wars Story, I'm not saying my words properly,
Solo: A Star Wars Story.
forced Lucasfilm onto something of a course correction, and as a result, they put their Star Wars spin-offs on hold. Lucasfilm's new strategy seems to be focused on the Disney Plus streaming service. They're working on a number of live-action Star Wars TV shows, including The Mandalorian and a series starring Cassian Andor from Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. Disney CEO Bob Iger reported that there's a third live-action series in the works, and there have been recurring rumors that it will star Ewan McGregor as Obi Wan Kenobi. So Lucasfilm had originally planned a Kenobi project to be one of their spin-off films, but in February there were reports the script had been adapted into a 6-episode series for Disney.
Alright, so...
Rumors and speculation.
If it's a 6-episode miniseries arc thing that they're doing, cool. That will work. I'll accept that. A movie would have worked.
Yeah.
They had one bomb in the way of Solo because everybody said don't do that. And they're like, no, we can do this. And then they couldn't. Because the previous one worked well.
Mm-hmm. I've read 3 or 4 articles about it, and either it's been confirmed or it's still rumors and speculation. It's hard to say if it's actually going to happen or not.
Well, that would be exciting. I'd like to see him in things again.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
6 episodes would be good.
6 episodes an hour long, sure, I could see it.
Yeah.
And when are they setting it? How far after?
No idea.
No, cause
there's no information whatsoever.
So 5 years after the formation of the Republic? Because you only got 18 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
So we last see him, and then we see him again.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 18 years.
Yeah.
Just old enough for Leia not to be illegal.
In other casting news, we've got Wesley Snipes to play Dracula in the Blade reboot. This is also rumor and speculation, but
I heard he was supposed to play Blade.
Yeah,
He's not going to be Blade.
It's Mahershala Ali.
What?
Yeah, Cottonmouth from Luke Cage.
Oh, he was good.
Yeah,
he's a good actor.
He was a villain you really hated.
Yep. So
he was a bad guy. He's a good actor. I did not like him. Like the guy he was playing.
Yeah, the character. Yeah. So it says the Blade reboot is still searching for a screenwriter and a director, but today we're hearing a killer rumor that the new movie has found its villain, with original Blade actor Wesley Snipes being brought back for the reboot as Dracula. The rumor comes from the fact that the powers that be behind the scenes want to bring back Snipes, and they want to go old school with their plot, adapting the series that introduced Blade back in the 1970s, Tomb of Dracula. So it's rumor and it's speculation and it hasn't been confirmed, but it's...
That could be a lot of fun.
So, if you don't have a writer yet, you can't have a villain yet because you don't know what your story is.
I do like the idea of bringing back Snipes, though. I like Wesley Snipes.
That's fine, but
and it would be fun if he was the bad guy.
Sure, but you can't can't say, oh, he's playing Dracula, because you haven't written the script yet. Until you do that, like, what if you go, he's playing Dracula? What's Dracula's role? He's not in the movie?
Yeah.
Or you could say, well, he's the bad guy. It's a writing prompt. People love writing prompts. It gives them ideas.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, we're doing Blade, and you're writing it. And the bad guy's Dracula, played by Wesley Snipes. Go!
Open scene, Dracula stands there.
Yeah.
Sun rises, he dies, we continue on with the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's a brief cameo.
Because, like, you can't write, until the writer's written the story, you can't add characters.
I disagree. I think it's a writing prompt, and I think it's fine.
No, I think it's trying to shoehorn him in so you can connect to it, and that's where studios make mistakes. When you go, we really need you to put this A-list actor in here.
Yeah.
You need to do it, and they need to be this character, and they need to do this, 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 and this, and they need to be shown to be cool all times, and on one scene they have to be holding a bubble blower. Go.
What if they're not giving them all of those ridiculous things? What if they don't even say he has to be cool at all times?
Yeah, no, that's going to be in there. Like, you can't write the story first and then pick your actors. I'm not opposed to Wesley Snipes being in. I'm not even opposed to Wesley Snipes playing Dracula.
I'm going to watch it, and then I'll reserve my judgment for after I watch it.
Sure, that's fine. I'm not judging the movie.
Uh-huh.
I'm judging the people making decisions.
What if all their decisions are great and it leads to an awesome movie?
Except just because their decision works out doesn't make it a great decision.
Sometimes fever dreams work out.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Some of Danny's decisions have worked out.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta be positive, man. You just need to believe in people. I believe in you guys. Do it. Make a good movie.
We need more positivity in the world, just like that.
Oh, speaking of positivity.
Yeah.
There's a thing, an event that will be happening the first Tuesday in September.
Tell me more.
It's called World Art Drop Day.
What does that mean?
Okay, so the idea is that various artists around the world create, it can be any size art, but it's recommended to be like a mini art, because then it's easier to hide. And keep safe from various weather conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So you create your art. It can be anything that you want. And then you take a photograph of it, and you take a photograph of a clue for the area in which it is in.
Okay.
And then you seal it so it's safe from the weather with your contact information, so people can contact you later if they like your art and want to see more of it.
So it's like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, and then you just hide it somewhere, and then you upload it to social media, like Facebook or Tumblr or
whatever,
Instagram or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people find your art, they tag you in it so that you can show them, hey, I found your cool art, and it's mine now.
Neat.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
First annual?
No. I think this is like the 5th or 6th one
for
the world one, and it was originally started by a guy who I believe is named Jake Parker from Denver, and he originally started it in his own hometown, and it just kind of became a bigger and bigger thing.
And it spread.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it a bigger thing here in Timmins, because it's fun to have events to do.
It is fun to have events to do.
It is fun.
I agree.
I think it should be a bigger thing. I like scavenger hunts and weird stuff like that. So.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's awesome.
Mm.
It's a great way to end the podcast on a note of positivity. I appreciate that, Kitty.
Yay!
Yay, good job. All right, so this is where I'll end the show, and I'll thank our listeners for coming by and downloading another episode of Rusty Robot Podcast.
No, it's not right, Shawn.
Is it not right? It's not Rusty Robot?
No.
Russell the Robot Podcast?
No.
Russell the Robot!
No. What is it? What are we called? You have a shirt that says it.
I do, but it's not here. I don't know. I can't.
Resting?
Did you see it?
Resting Robot?
Roasted Rabbit Podcast.
Roasted Rabbit Podcast.
Yeah, right? Is that it?
No.
No?
No, it's not.
Oh.
Say it right, Shawn.
Ringing Robot Podcast.
The Rusted Robot Podcast.
Thank you, Shawn.
Here on the ESO Network. And wherever fine podcasts are found.
There you go.
Until next time, who knows what next week will bring? Who knows what the week after will bring? It's always a surprise here on the Rusted Robot. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for doing all the stuff. Thanks for listening to the end credits. And remember, life is too short to be normal. Stay weird. You have been listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. To contact the show, email therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweet us at therustedrobot. Join the Facebook page and group and visit the website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. The Rusted Robot podcast was put together by Shawn and Josh and the Rusty crew. Please remember to check out our other show, the Soulforge podcast, visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall, and leave a glowing review in your chosen podcast app. Thank you, and have a geeky day.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
Hello and welcome to the history of Star Trek. Today's episode, Lursa and Beator, the Duras sisters. Lursa was a female Klingon officer of the 24th century Klingon Empire and member of the House of Duras. She was the elder daughter of two Duras sisters, herself and Beator, sister of Duras and daughter of Gerard. Through Duras, she had a nephew, Torel. She was the mastermind behind her family's fight to head the Klingon Empire. Together with Beator, she was responsible for the beginning of the Klingon Civil War in 2367. With the assistance of the Romulans, Lursa and Beator plotted to install Torel, the illegitimate son of Duras, on the throne of the Klingon High Council. She attempted to persuade Jean-Luc Picard, who was the arbiter of succession, to rule in favor of Torel. When Picard supported Gowron, she and her sister took up arms against Gowron. Their attempt was defeated when the Federation blockaded deliveries of supplies from the Romulans. When the Romulans' involvement was exposed, Lursa's support evaporated. The Duras sisters were also responsible for selling beryllium to Bajoran terrorists in 2369. This plot was revealed through the investigation by Elam Garrick and Julian Bashir. They did this to obtain capital to rebuild their forces. Another capital-raising scheme had them seizing a Pac-led magnesite mine on Kala 3, overseen by the Topteran Gorda, and selling its explosive ore to a Euridian named Yog. In 2370, they were also falsely accused of plotting to kill Worf and his son. During that same year, she was pregnant with her first child. In 2371, the sisters worked with the El-Orian scientists Tholi and Soren, and raided a Romulan outpost to acquire trilithium in exchange for Soren's trilithium weapon. Lursa died above Viridian 3 when her bird of prey was destroyed by the USS Enterprise D.
What? Sir, we've had a little problem. These two women are just arriving. They objected to giving up their weapons.
Klingons do not surrender their weapons.
Who are you?
We are Lursa and Beator of the House of Duras.
And we have specific regulations. You can leave the weapons or leave the station. Your choice. Please make it now.
Who are you?
I'm the one giving you the choice. Welcome to DS9.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
This has been a Valley of Vanderloo podcast production, all rights reserved.
This transmission ends now.